Hi everyone. I just want to give a quick little chat today on fear, anxiety and depression. And sometimes we're living depressed and we don't know why, or we tell ourselves that anyway. Generally, fear, anxiety and depression comes from three places: the past, the present or the future. That's it. They're the only things that can cause depression, anxiety and fear. What happened in your past? Who happened in your past? What you did in your past, what you didn't do, mistakes that you made, things you're whipping yourself for. You find yourself saying, if only I did, or if I didn't, and why did this happen to me, and all that stuff from the past. And we find ourselves thinking and overthinking, and when we become anxious and full of fear and depression, our mind is not stable and we cannot make a good decision for ourselves, because good decisions has to come based in stability and reality, when you're in touch with yourselves. And when a lot of us, I suppose me included for a long time, I wasn't in touch with myself, because when I started my journey, I started trying to do all this positivity stuff, and it has a place in our lives. But what I didn't know and wasn't explained to me was there's no point in doing all these positive statements unless you acknowledge all of who you are, who you have been, and where you want to go. So there's the past, the present, and the future again. If you do not acknowledge all aspects of yourself, you're absolutely wasting your time, because you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. It's impossible. It's impossible. And so many of us live trying to ignore what we are afraid of, who we are afraid of, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We need to acknowledge it, admit to ourselves, and even to somebody else if necessary, what is actually going on in our minds, because our thoughts are so powerful. They really are. So if you're afraid in the present, it's probably because of a situation you are in now presently. And it's awful when you're living like that. And then if you look at the future, it's full of what if. What if this happens? What if it doesn't happen? What if he does? What if she does? And we're all guilty of it. And what we're doing like that is, when we are living in the future, we're robbing ourselves of the present. And that's all we're doing. We're sapping our energy. And is it easy to stop it? No. Do you need help doing it? Absolutely you do. We all do. And that's why we need to acknowledge all aspects of ourselves. And it's only when you acknowledge that will you then be able to move on. And life is not meant to be lived miserable. You are not meant to live your life in misery, but we must take responsibility for decisions we made. We must do that and own up to ourselves and say, okay, I got it wrong. But the fear and the pride that we hold, and it's false pride. It's false pride. And it can be coming from codependency as well, because you always wanted to fix somebody so they wouldn't. And this was me, so guilty. I felt if I helped everybody else, then my life would be better. No, because I wasn't acknowledging how miserable I was. And I wasn't trusting my gut. And I wasn't able to make good, stable decisions for myself, because I wasn't present to me. And that's what we do. None of us is any different. None of us. Some of us is further down the road than others, and that helps us to help you lift yourself up. So remember and ask yourself, am I living in the past? Am I living in the present? Am I in the future? And what has this fear, anxiety and depression going to teach me? Am I willing to look at all aspects of my life? You won't regret it. You really won't, because the best is yet to come. And like me, you can learn to do it afraid, because there's always going to be an element of fear. There always is. But when you learn to do it afraid, you conquer it and you become bigger and it becomes smaller. I hope that's helpful. So thanks as always for watching, guys, and take care until the next time, especially of yourself this time, and then you can take care of others. Thanks for watching, guys.